Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Scratching Post, where we scratch at that gaming itch. It is Saturday, and that can only mean one thing, that it's time for Saturday Night Silly Voices. I can only apologize, don't see myself. I've been going through some personal issues today, but hopefully I'm here to bring my spirits up along with my friends who will be joining me tonight, as they always do. So let's go through the cast, as it were. Joining me on tonight's adventure, we of course have someone who'll be very quiet, and that'll be Burr. Yes, unfortunately. We then have Drifting. Kay. Laura. Lemming. Divot. Professor Divot, sorry. Oh, there we go. My apologies. Thank you, Lemming. It seems that the voice wasn't going through. Is it now working?
Oh no.
Oh dear.
I'll poop.
Okay.
Yep,
We've got Burr.
Hello.
Drifting.
Hello.
Kay.
Hi.
Laura.
Should I do the joke again?
Go on.
This girl is a fire!
Lemming.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, buy your armor off Etsy.
Professor Divot.
Thank you very much.
And Shadow.
Hey,
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
I just noticed the stream name Flambe.
Flambe.
Oh dear.
I definitely needed. I was wrestling on whether I should call tonight's stream due to Burr not being very well, myself not being very positive in a right mental capacity. But I decided no, I wanted to carry on because it would. I think it would help. It's going to help me. So
Yeah.
and I think all of you
gonna help
have had a bit of a day as well. So it's going to be nice to kind of get you guys up.
Remember, retail stores are open 7 days a week. You don't all have to come in on the same day.
As someone who used to work in retail, I understand his plight. Please, everyone.
Luckily,
Oh dear.
I
it's
can
yeah,
never
I
do
know the
what you
feel.
do. Come
It's
in on
fine.
like a Wednesday afternoon. It's like no one else in the store.
no one else does that.
McDonald's Saturday lunch rush. You don't in a town centre. You don't know my pain.
Oh no.
Bitch,
You don't
I
bitch,
think I can
You
imagine
are
your
bad.
pain though.
bitch working
That's another reason why I avoid town centres in the middle of Saturdays.
a bitch working in a Primark with a cut through for 10 years, opposite of McDonald's.
Oh wow.
I work in a Tesco's, and the Tesco's from like I think December of last year has a McDonald's in the car park.
Why?
Oh no.
Oh,
I
yes,
know
you
your
work-
pain.
You also work a graveyard shift, don't you?
No.
Uh,
We shut from midnight now.
oh, thank God.
good.
So,
Yeah,
so
so-
I haven't done retail before, but I have done point of sale before, and I just empathize with every
Yep.
single person that does it. I
Anyway,
empathize.
enough
Be
about
nice
work.
to
Yeah, that
customer
works.
service staff, or I will tear your
Enough about work. It's time.
ligaments
Sorry, go on.
out of your ankles and strangle you with them.
She's medically trained. She can do that.
I still work in customer service. I work in insurance, though, and so that's about. I prefer that a lot more than I do Primark, even though the phone offers a
Oh,
buffer. Right, let's get on with it. We got a court to get on with. What?
Two very quick things. One, my mum calls Primark Primani.
Primani.
And
I got one better for you, though.
yeah.
Of one of my old friends from university's mother used to call it Primarche.
Oh, I can't remember the second. No, I don't remember. I was gonna enough about work. Time to go do our fake job.
Hey!
Yes, exactly.
I think
Yay.
this is Lemming. I'm not sure though.
Well, so much for a fun evening at home. The knights came and crashed our party.
This does vibe very Phoenix, yes.
This vibes more Maya to me.
Hmm.
They were
find
shouting all about a witch and a witch trial.
Talk about coming out of left field.
Yeah, no, that's Maya. Oops.
Probably.
There we go. Swapping.
They arrested Espella and dragged her to the courthouse under suspicion of being one of those witches they mentioned.
Look, children, you can both say the lines.
And if she's
they
found
won't.
guilty,
They're-
they'll only throw her into a pit of fire. They're joking, right?
As
No,
I said
they did
previously,
that
this
in
is,
You literally saw it
Maya,
happen. What do
you
you mean
saw
they're
a woman
joking?
being murdered.
this is what I
Yeah.
said before. This girl is a fire. pretty
Oh,
pretty
dear.
distastefully, but then I also saw the title of the stream and like, oh, we're all being distasteful today. Okay.
I mean, literally right after the cutscene last week, I went, burn, baby, burn.
It's going for no.
Exactly. We have no taste here.
We are distasteful.
The Inquisition cannot honor this request for proof.
You doing it still? Yes.
Yeah,
That's his voice now.
yeah, exactly.
Good. Very good.
It'll get better over time, I hope. Yeah. My throat went weird for a second. Okay.
Also, could someone
You
check the audio to make sure the music is not too loud or too quiet, please? What with voice acting, God.
Right.
Dead silent.
One moment.
If you are certain that the accused is not a witch, then the burden of proof lies at the feet of the defender. There we go.
I think the music.
I lost it for a second, but I got it back.
Yep, all sound levels are fine.
Woo!
Oh, jolly good.
Now to mute that again so I don't double up and get confused on myself.
That's fair. Oh,
Feels like
Imagine
my-
Lemming being like,
why am I hearing my own
Lemming, shut
voice?
up, Lemming.
Why am I hearing my own voice? I'm not talking right now, or am I? Oh shit! Ah!
That's
Come on!
the level of Lemming talking to himself.
It's the Inquisition's job to prove that a crime was committed.
I'm just the fucking defense.
As I thought. Indeed, it would appear the accepted method of thinking in this world differs greatly from our own.
Is there a kick me sign on this side of the bench?
Oh my god, yeah.
Sorry.
No! Is there a kick me sign on this side of the bench? There you go.
Sounds even better in his voice.
God,
Yeah.
beautiful. How regrettable, Sir Apprentice Baker. And you, Sir Dark Hat.
So dark head.
I'm trying, I'll be menacing. Is it working?
A little.
Inquisitor Barnum, sir! Should you require it, I stand ready to lend my testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Would anyone care to purchase any pre-testimony flowers? I've got a lovely array of bewitching lilies.
I wouldn't say that too loudly if I were you.
Snowy and I will not be dismissed so easily. We came here to expose the identity of the switch. Is that right, precious?
Unhand me.
It's a scepter, you say? Yes, I know of such a scepter. Allow me to elucidate the matter.
It's not a vibe scepter, dude.
What do you think, Inquisitor Barnum? Your witnesses appear to have something to say on the subject.
Very well. Most honorable witnesses, I grant your request to testify once more. Tell the court all you know regarding this Talia Magica.
Well, we've somehow managed to keep the trial going. I owe you one, Sir Dark Hat.
Please, Mr. Wright. Mr. Layton will suffice for the time being. Oh, you wanna fucking call me Dark Hat again, you son of a...
Also, in that
No, hey.
case, was
No, hey,
that said
that's-
out loud or was he just thinking and then it's later in the
I think you're just
mind?
muttering it.
No, hey, it sounds
Exactly,
like
yeah.
a superhero name, Layton. You should embrace it. It sounds like a superhero name.
I am the terror that flaps in the night.
Damn it, Bear, you beat me by that
Oh
much.
no!
Darkwing.
I am I am the terror that solves puzzles in the night.
Oh, no.
That reminds me of a puzzle. Witness testimony.
About the
Well, I
Telea
guess it's me
Magica.
again.
We do just vibe on the same brainwave, don't we?
When I saw her, the witch was carrying a large milk bucket in one hand and a lantern in the other.
The girl had the lantern hanging from her wrist. Her hand was contorted in a strange way.
I got a good look at her hand, and it looked for certain she was gripping something.
The witch was holding a scepter in her right hand. She did not drop it once before she was apprehended.
So it looks like you're about to take off. Can you chill out for a sec?
My head is shaped like a rocket.
I see. The accused hand was contorted in a strange way. I do believe this is quite an important piece of testimony.
If the old man has a breakdown that is literally just him like launching, I'm gonna fucking lose it now.
Just quit. I'm out. I can't do it.
Good day to you, sir. Door slam.
I saw it! I most certainly saw it! She was holding an invisible scepter!
We saw it too. It was the girl up there, without a doubt.
Yes, well, these old eyes don't see as well as they once did, but I witness the hazy, blurry form of the accused quite clearly.
Those words don't mean what you think they mean.
Yeah.
Don't tell the court you're blind. My eyesight is as sharp as the edge of my trusty blade. Forget the fact
So
that
rather
it's
wobbly then.
Toy sword. How fascinating. Although I wonder if he understands the implications of that analogy on his vision.
Did you miss the previous one about hazy being clear all of a sudden?
Shut up!
Sir Baker, you may proceed with your interrogation.
Everyone here is dumb. I think that's just the thing.
Yes!
Mhm. Well,
Mr.
everyone
Layton,
here
you-
is contradicting themselves.
Excellent.
We have a
Fair
theory, cool Kev. Yes, it was.
I thought the theory was that one was taken from a convention stall. Mr. Layton
play
has given
Shadow
me another
Gauntlet.
chance. I can't let it go to waste.
Cross-examination.
Oh, that's cool with the swords.
Oh, yes. About the
It
Telea
is.
Magica. Let's just press and see what we get.
The large lantern you mentioned in this one is this one, correct? There is no mistaking it! That fiendishly fiendish no form, with its case darker than the darkest of nights, that was the lantern! It's just a normal lantern.
What is this? Just seeing the glass is shattered. And there seems to be a sizable amount of mud stuck to it.
On closer inspection, it appears mud has stuck to the broken sections of the glass.
You sit on a
That's
throne of
intriguing.
lies.
So then, when exactly did the lantern get mud all over it?
By the way, witness, you also saw a milk bucket, is that right? Indeed! I would bet my sword on it!
Not a very valuable bet, but okay.
And yet, that milk bucket mysteriously vanished from the scene of the crime.
How many times must I say it, Sir Apprentice Baker? The problem is the Black Lantern.
What?
She had the lantern hanging from her wrist. Are you sure?
Of course we're sure. If that wasn't it, then how else would the girl manage to hold her invisible scepter?
Mom, please. Just testify about what you actually saw.
Mom, this is a Wendy's.
Man, this is a courtroom.
We just Son
You cat. Minus 1 strike. Minus 1 strike.
I'm in control here. You can't strike me.
It's a -1 strike.
Minus 1 strike.
Good.
Yeah, you
good.
get to
That's
see
a
how
good thing.
many
You get
people-
one for free later. You get neutralized if you do a bad one.
Yes. yes. We just said that's what we saw. Isn't that right, Snowy?
Put me down.
Bah. Indeed. Andal is wise this could be easily hung from the accused's small wrist.
Yes, that's what we were telling you. Isn't that right, Mr. Snowball?
Bah.
It's no good. They're all bent on assuming Espella was holding that scepter.
It seems it may be best not to pursue this particular line of questioning any further.
Well, that's just super.
Hot. Super.
Super.
Hot.
Huh?
What exactly was the defendant gripping?
Well, it was. Oh, that's right. It was something cane-like.
No, it's black. It has green. I mean, it has actually brown mud on it. But yeah, I guess in some light it could look a bit greeny. Answering.
It's a bit mossy.
Yeah, mossy.
Yeah.
What was it called? A witch's scepter. Yes, it was definitely that.
I love that she's ruining all the flowers she's supposed to be throwing.
Whoa. Wait, Miss Kira. You didn't actually see it, did you?
Witness. This cane-like object, was it perhaps roughly this size?
Oh, why, yes. It was exactly that size.
That's a bit sus. If it was supposed to be invisible, how do you know how big it was and what it was shaped like?
Well, that's a very good question.
Invisible scepter can be any shape.
But also, it's very clear that they're just trying to please Barnum.
It's to me, I think it's a case of Barnum is just leading the witness effectively.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure she doesn't know she's not letting on more?
Maybe.
No, they're all basically just wanting to see somebody burn. That's what we're all here for.
Although
I'm very much all fans of Barnum.
that being said, we can't dismiss what Shadow says because you are right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How does she know it was a cane? How does she know it was a cane-like object? And then as soon as Barnum showed it to her, she went, "Oh yeah, it looked like
that's
that."
it.
Don't
Yeah,
forget.
bitch,
that- don't forget
bitch,
that.
how do I wonder how you know that? Perhaps you're the real witch here.
Don't forget that Barnum had already showed off the cane previously. So
Yeah.
But how would she recognize it?
I know. I'm just saying that it could go either way. You have a point though.
It seems it may best
Oh,
not
good.
pursue
We're
this
all bent on
particular line of
achieving a goal.
questioning any further.
Oh, sorry, Lam, I didn't realize you not read that.
Deja vu.
Well, that's just super.
Deja vu. I've just been in this space before. I thought they said it before.
Hey, goddamn whippersnappers back in that. I goddamn stand with these lungs when he's fucking in that question. Hey, what?
No, it's
Let me
perfect.
get this straight. There was no way for you to see this invisible scepter, was there?
Well, now that's a common sense, boy. One cannot see what is not there to be seen.
In that case, there was also no way you could tell whether or not she might have dropped the scepter.
Well, these old eyes of mine honed in on her hand like a hawk until they could see straight, or couldn't see straight. The young lady was most certainly holding an invisible scepter in her right hand, but at the same time also carrying the lantern. Or do you perhaps possess some piece of evidence to suggest that she dropped the scepter?
There hasn't been any evidence so far to suggest Espella was holding the scepter.
Evidence suggesting the scepter was dropped. Now that is an interesting idea.
Huh?
If Espella did not have the scepter in her hand, it would have been impossible for her to have used any magic.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I don't suppose... Might there be a piece of evidence that could prove this?
Oh,
Something to prove that Espella was not holding the scepter at the time of the...
The actual lantern
got it.
itself.
yeah.
It would be the lantern.
Because if the lantern was to fall off her wrist, it would just clink against the scepter. But since it fell off and hit the floor, concrete evidence that she wasn't holding the scepter. Because, yeah.
Exactly.
Because she
yeah.
was holding the lantern. Yeah, that makes sense.
In other words, evidence to show that even if Espella had been holding the scepter, she would have dropped it.
Also, yes, I was just in the back there being just my emotional support.
Is everything all right, Mr. Wright? The truth about what happened in that brief instant would likely decide Espella's fate.
I have to do everything I can to find a contradiction in these testimonies.
Sir, this is my emotional support child. He stays here.
Emotional support gentleman in training.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Guess I should take another look at the court record.
All right, well, clearly, this is the sentence we need to press on.
Yeah, you want to
So present.
There's a high probability that Miss Cantabella was not holding the scepter. But if, for the sake of argument, she had been holding it, she would undoubtedly have dropped it at the time of the incident.
What do you mean?
What I mean, Inquisitor Barnum, is that Liz Lantern proves the defendant was not holding the scepter.
Objection. What foolishness are you spouting, Sir Apprentice Baker? The lantern's handle was around the accused's wrists. Objection. Wrist 1.
Singular.
Yeah.
Meaning she could have held the scepter. I'm afraid that's not the problem here, Inquisitor Barnum. Also, thanks for the description, Kev.
Thank you, Cool Kev, for the Amazon Prime subscription. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Welcome
Hey, thank
for the
you.
scratching post.
Yeah.
Edgeworth thanks you for subscribing to the Scratching Post.
Where we
Heck yeah.
scratch the veneer of the lies of the witnesses.
Where we look hard.
But we won't rest until we investigate every suspicious looking.
Nook and cranny. Are you read the line, Lemming?
Yes, I read it.
Awesome.
The problem is, with the broken glass and the mud plastered all over it,
What?
Also, I was reading that line for a moment and I read it wrong, and that's Inquisitor Batman.
Oh
the
dear.
rain had ended just as the murder was taking place. That would make the path fairly muddy, wouldn't you agree?
Don't tempt me drifting.
I'm tempting you.
Uh-oh. When the thieves grabbed Miss Cantabella by the arm, the lantern must have fallen into the mud. That's why it's caked aside.
The lantern?
Fell into the mud?
Why, of course. That makes sense, doesn't it, my little snowy webby?
Well,
Very, very.
what do you say, Inquisitor Barnum? If she was holding the scepter at the time, that would mean that when she dropped this lantern, the scepter would have fallen along with it.
Oh,
What's going on? Inquisitor Barnum seems speechless.
That defender's managed to turn the thing around, even though he's just some baker.
like some sort of turnabout.
No way, but the Witch Accomplice is no heat. They're just trying to trick you.
Bottom.
No.
Yeah, they're totally not just saying what he wants to hear to keep him happy.
That's
Yeah.
just what is this?
Hold it!
Huh?
Everyone, please listen. Didn't we all just stand here and explain to the court what we clearly saw? It's a lantern. So what? What's so special about it? Explain it to me so I can understand.
So that you can understand? I'm sorry, I find it difficult to talk to a 3-year-old. Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious just by looking at it.
Mr. Wright.
What is it, Mr. Layton?
There is something about this witness.
Cool Kev says, I have a thermal data O.
Miss Kira, was it? Tell me, Miss Kira.
The bailout sum will be 50,000, no less.
How good is your eyesight exactly?
Huh?
As you just heard Mr. Wright explain, the answer to your query is quite obvious at a glance. Tell me, are you able to see the mud present on this lantern?
Mud? What mud? What are you talking about?
Bing bong!
Your Honor, did you hear that just now?
Yes, indeed. What does it mean exactly?
So
It
can I
means
just
that Miss
say I
Kira's
really
poor
like this?
eyesight is the... Pardon?
I really like this version of the tension theme.
Yes.
Yes. It means that Miss Kira's poor eyesight is the reason she cannot see the mud present on this lantern.
Mr. Layton!
In other words, the validity of Miss Kira's testimony is questionable, at best.
Mr. Layton, can I just compliment you on your desk slap?
Do you like my pounding, Mr. Wright?
I just like the fact that this man has just walked into this courtroom probably for the first time in his life, and he's just natural.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My name's on the box, bitch!
Ah!
Fucking Luke.
Order! Order in the court! What is the meaning of this?
What say you in your defense, witness? I highly recommend you give us nothing but truth.
I'm sorry, Inquisitor Barnum. It's true. I need to wear glasses. All the time, in fact.
You need to wear glasses? Aha! Now that you mention it, I did notice something odd about you today.
Was it the wall? she walked
No, go on.
in? That's it. Was it the wall she walked into?
I thought you looked familiar. Gone is the mist that clouded my mind. In its place, clarity.
Amazing.
Fair maiden! A pair of spectacles are as valuable as a shield to a knight! Make haste and procure another pair!
We're in the fucking Middle Ages.
I know, right?
Well,
Now
I
then.
mean, like, glasses are an established feature of this world, like Mr. Dell has glasses, but I imagine they're really hard to get. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no
mean,
spec savers.
Yeah, they were hard to get, but glasses exist.
Can we not
from,
mention my
like,
place of
12th
work,
century.
please?
Yeah.
I actually genuinely didn't know where you worked.
You guessed correctly.
Wow. I do need to book an appointment. So now then, Miss Kira, tell me. At the time of the incident, were you wearing your glasses?
No. No, I was not wearing them. The truth is, I lost my glasses a couple of days ago.
You lost them?
So, her glasses were missing during the time of the incident.
I lost my glasses and I can't see without my glasses.
Mr. Wright, might I recommend that you keep note of this fact? It could prove useful later. Also, we're shuffling around this bench like fucking hell.
Got it.
Like
I've got it.
I'm on your right. Within a minute, I'll be on your left, and then we go to the wide angle. I'm on your left, and then we go back here, and I'm on your right.
Glasses.
It's almost like Layton figure out the magic of walking.
May I introduce a bit of game chaos?
I'm finally
Sure.
playing a character who has legs.
Okay.
What did you do? But what did you do?
Chaos incoming.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no. It's in,
No.
It's in the bench. Oh, no.
Seriously, if this actually comes true,
You've got to put that on stream, Eva. You've got to put it on stream.
If this actually comes true, I am probably just gonna leave this call out of just pure like disbelief. I can't have called this. I can't
Laura
have
has
called
left the
this.
building.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I don't even
love
remember if that's his breakdown or not, but for now I hope it is.
Oh,
We'll see.
fucking
We'll have
hell,
to
that's
see.
Beautiful. That was
I hope it
beautiful.
is just so that Laura can leave the call in anger.
Does that therefore, now that he's done 2, does that make Burr our official fan artist?
Yes.
Yep.
Glasses.
There is 2.
Oh,
One
glasses.
is a goof, 2 is official.
Glasses added to the court record. Am I to believe there is nothing left to prove on this matter? At the time of the murder, the accused did not have a witch's scepter in her possession.
I'm going to go grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Sure.
No, it's...
Hold it! Wait a moment! Zoe and I have much more left to say.
That's right! My trusty sword of justice! Justice! Shall cut through the witch's treacherous lies!
Nice.
I may have lost my glasses, but I haven't lost my will to testify.
Eureka! I remember now. Only it is a way of sneaking up on me. I'm sure you must understand.
So are you aware you look like a version of PS1 Harry Potter's Dumbledore? Are you aware that you look like this, sir?
Yeah,
I shall
understand.
allow me to post evidence into the bench in a moment.
I am made out of 10 polygons.
I understand you're all completely ridiculous.
Low poly wizards.
It would seem we have not yet arrived at a clear-cut verdict. Witnesses may once again begin to testify to the court. Tell us about the scepter and how it was used in the detestable display of witchcraft that you all witnessed tonight.
Oh, Nick!
Your Honor,
Can we go home?
Your Honor, very soon there is now evidence
I
of
want to.
PS1 Dumbledore and how Wordsmith
dear.
looks like him.
About the Atelier
My
Magica
God.
continued.
Oh Jesus. I forgot how bad that game actually looks.
It looks like if
Horrifying.
you put a Santa Claus on a bear.
For reference.
Yep, there he is.
Even a mother couldn't love that.
The girl was not holding the scepter in the same hand as the lantern, which means it must have been in her other hand.
But Milk Bucket, though.
Yeah.
Well, the accused is holding a milk bucket in the court illustration. Who's to say she wasn't also holding the scepter in that hand?
You ever
What
held
illustration?
Have you ever held a bucket full of liquid? That shit is
Yeah.
heavy.
Mm.
Bitch, you are the witch here. I would kill her.
Wow, harsh. The milk bucket is lighter than it looks. Even Snowy could carry it, so she could have easily held a scepter as well.
That's a
Well, you
fucking
could,
lie.
but we still have the rest of this case to go through.
I did not see this milk bucket. Everything felt like an illusion.
The scepter was in her other hand, you say. Indeed,
Not
such a,
being haunted by a wordsmith.
such a proposal is feasible. Sir Baker,
Yes, Your Honor.
It is the strangest thing. The longer this trial goes on, the more you begin to resemble a legitimate defender.
Huh.
Well, no matter. A defender. You may begin your interrogation.
Cross-examination.
About the Telea Magica.
Man, Nick, just count yourself lucky. I brought some bonbons. Otherwise, I'd just be walking out. Okay. I'm bored.
Here, have this bun I baked earlier.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Nom, 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 nom.
But did you see did you actually see that with your own eyes?
Defender, do not be handing out buns in the courtroom, no matter how delicious your buns might be.
I've got one for you too, my lord.
Ooh. I retract my...
Oh,
Do not diss
Just pull the
Phoenix
basket
Wright's.
buns onto the...
We all know for a fact Phoenix Wright's buns are the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean it
No
in that way
objection.
too.
Yeah.
They are
That's
tight. They're
actually
tight.
semi-canonical.
You will have
It
no
takes a
objection.
to drive. Like, yeah.
He cycles, so...
Yep.
Like, that's not completely a joke. That's the thing.
Yep. Apollo has his cords of steel. I have my buns of steel.
I knew you were going to say that. Just
God.
Oh god, Coolco says, what if they were our buns of justice?
Justice!
No. Captain, see the last series we did.
No,
No,
those are for another
that's-
character.
That's defective Fulbright. He has buns of justice.
Ha-ha! Did someone summon my buns of justice?
Have you with the line, Lemming?
Yes, I read that one.
Cool.
Good thing I didn't take
Alas!
this sip of drink yet.
Magic. Alas! Magic's vile embrace hid the scepter from my sight, so I did not see it per se. However, through my years of knightly training, I have learned to see through such cunning trickery.
I appreciate how he's become a sort of Fulbright guy. It's very good.
Low-key,
Oh,
yes.
I was wanting to do that sort of voice, so I thought, he's a knight, let's go for it.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
he's
he's been
a
an
wannabe knight.
impersonator. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that so? For example, this morning I found myself unable to locate the whereabouts of my trusty blade. Its location was a mystery. So I tried my hardest to think and remember where I could have kept it last. And before long, behold! It transpired I was carrying my trusty blade in its scabbard all along. Life is riddled with such trickery.
Would you say life is riddled with trickery, Nick?
I say it's riddled with idiots. Only if we're talking about my life, Maya.
Yeah, that tracks. Num, 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 num.
Stop munching his buns in code.
Huh?
The court illustration. That's right. Judging by the sketch alone, it does look plausible for her to have held the scepter.
Yeah, she could have wrapped the rope around it, yeah.
Lemming, what is this that you put in the bench? Explain yourself.
Monty Python's Life of Brian.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say on the subject. However,
Is his real
It's
name
right.
Dennis?
Yes.
Yes. You ate my juniper bush.
yeah, that one. Yep, there we go. There
You,
were other
you don't
pictures,
make
but
those voices, bro. Mind your throat.
Yeah, there were other images, but they were slightly less applicable for Twitch streaming. If you actually try holding that thing, you'll notice just how thick it is. No way could she be holding it.
Too thick to hold it.
Thick!
That is nothing more than mere speculation. You cannot say for certain that she wasn't able to hold it.
You say speculation, I say it's a fact. There's just no way Espella could have been holding that thing.
As expected, this testimony is filled with nothing but assumptions and conjecture.
Mr. Layton.
You know, Mr. Wright, there does not appear to be any usable evidence present in the court illustration.
Yeah, I agree. It does look that way.
Luke is just standing there, menacingly.
The milk bucket ended up disappearing from the scene. Could that actually be an important piece of evidence in itself? I don't want to suggest it to these people, but could the milk bucket be the scepter?
No.
No.
It looked like the basket of flowers.
Oh.
Just 1 second, Miss Mary.
Quite contrary.
What is it now? So I don't have all night, you know. Come on then, out with it.
I just have one question regarding your testimony. How exactly did you know that the bucket Miss Canterbella was carrying was light enough for Snowy to carry?
Huh? Well, you see, the girl always uses the same bucket whenever she comes to buy milk from us. Naturally, I would have seen that bucket countless times before.
You've seen it countless times before. That doesn't answer my question. You specifically said that the bucket is lighter than it looks. Miss Mary, at some point tonight you must have held that bucket yourself. Now then, please enlighten us as to exactly when you got your hands on the bucket.
It's true. By the time Robs and mugs had already been burnt to ash. And then I noticed the milk in that bucket that the girl had been holding in her hand.
The milk?
Then, when those two went up in a blaze, Snowy and I made a dash for the bucket. As the girl stood there looking confused, we took the milk from her to make sure it was okay.
Huh?
Unbelievable. What is you?
Well, it was just so wasteful. The thought of all that disgusting ash for such precious milk. I felt I just had to protect the milk, so I took the bucket back to the farm with me. Madam, do you mean to tell the court that you took evidence from a crime scene back home with you?
That explains why we weren't able to locate the milk bucket at the sea.
I mean, your explanation of wolves was...
Oh, right. You're scaring poor Snowy.
Wolf
Here.
in sheep's clothing.
I brought the bucket with me anyway. See? I didn't even tamper with the milk.
Wait a second.
I'm sure you didn't.
I see it already.
Oh?
The court
I
shall
see it
accept
already.
this milk bucket as evidence. Go on, Laura.
Go ahead and look at the color illustration when you can. Look at the way that the handle looks in the bucket in that, and then look at
Yeah,
this
it's
bucket.
completely different.
We can't look at it, but
Okay.
but yes, because there was a rope in the illustration which dangled down. This is like a solid hold grip.
Yeah, you won't be able to hold both.
Mm.
Not without bigger hands.
Yeah.
Bucket of milk added to the court record.
Looks like that's one more piece of evidence for us.
Now, will the gentleman with the impressive beard proceed with his testimony?
I just want to say
Ah,
at
me.
I just want to say at the end of all this, like, thank God the milk is okay, but not for the two men that were literally just immolated. Jesus. Thank God the milk is fine.
Of course.
Even leave
There was nothing else left to save, so.
To be fair,
higher evaporation temperature.
To be fair, people going up in flames seems a common occurrence in this town, so I can understand the blasé about it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
didn't see the bucket.
Indeed. Sorry. Naturally, there was no way of me noticing the witch before the crime occurred.
Is the man with the impressive beard have some hearing problems?
Yes.
What? My mind was placid as the most placid of placid lakes. But like the early bird on its morning hunt for that elusive worm, my senses remained vigilant.
You do realize that the other witnesses have all testified to having seen Miss Cantabella carrying this bucket, though.
And when you have journeyed as far as I have through life, you find all is but an illusion. That is, except for Lord Storyteller, of course.
The one thing that can very well be an illusion in this world.
Yeah.
That's it for the testimony. Still, something is bound to be there. I can't believe Mary took the bucket home with her.
Miss Mary must be one of those thieving forest wolves we've been hearing about.
I just hope she doesn't eat like a wolf as well, Luke. For her Snowy's sake.
Oh, Luke, that's adorable. Luke, that's an adorable thing to say. I love this boy, he's precious.
Yeah, like, yeah, when I first played it, like, I fell in love with him immediately, and it was like, he's mine now, I'm adopting him. I've never played any other Layton games, but he's mine.
I've only had Luke for 5 minutes, but if anything happened to him, I would murder everyone in this room and then myself.
Yep, exactly.
I've got this new piece of evidence. The question is, how can I use it?
You click the present button.
You know, looking at this milk bucket now, it does look sort of different from the sketch, don't you think?
Hi,
Can
thanks
you
for repeating
hint?
exactly what I said.
Well, you're not in the story.
It might be a good idea to get a nice, good look at the actual milk bucket.
Also, Bernie, I hope you're okay.
I'm okay, I live.
Okay, good.
Oh, good.
Thank goodness you're right there, Burr.
Yeah.
All of your testimonies have come to the same conclusion. The scepter was not in her right hand with the lantern, therefore it must have been in her left hand that was holding the bucket. However, that's not it. Not by a long shot.
What do you mean?
Contrary to what one of the witnesses stated, the milk bucket was in fact at the crime scene. And you'll also notice something about this bucket. Take another look at the court illustration. Something about the bucket seems a bit odd, wouldn't you say?
Objection! This illustration was based on eyewitness accounts, so a small discrepancy or two is conceivable.
Objection! Actually, Inquisitor Barnum, it's highly likely that this illustration is much less accurate than you think. In fact, there's a blatant contradiction present in this illustration. Admittedly, it does at first look, it does at first look possible that Miss Cantabella was holding the scepter and the bucket at the same time. However, if you look at the real milk bucket, that possibility goes up in smoke. Here, let's have a look at the real deal. Notice the handle?
Oh, that cannot be.
You fucking what, mate?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
but
what,
it
mate?
is.
I swear on my mum.
This particular milk bucket has 2 pieces of wood on either side of the handle. If you try and hold both the scepter and this bucket, well, let's just say that'd be a challenge. And you'd be crying over spilled milk. To put it simply. There's no way anybody could hold both the bucket and the scepter at once.
No, he doesn't get a word. He's just a disappointed sigh.
Okay.
I'm not even mad. That was amazing.
Say it. What?
That must mean clearly you have the wrong bucket.
We never lie when it comes to milk. That is the very bucket I took.
I'm scared. Help!
Bucket.
All these guys.
I don't think the witnesses are as surprised about this as Barnum. The defendant couldn't have been able to hold the bucket and the scepter at once. Also, we have already established that she was not holding a scepter in her right hand. Therefore, the defendant, Mr. Spella Cantabella, was not holding a witch's scepter at any point during the incident. Now let her out of that ridiculous cage.
Order! Order! I said order! Just what is the meaning of this? In all my days as judge of this court, I had never heard such an argument. These are but a paltry set of words, and yet they ring with such remarkable strength.
Your Honor, what you just heard was logic.
God. Logic, you say?
I don't even know her.
What is with these two?
They just silenced Christian Barnum with mere words.
It's
Foolishness. This must be some type of witchcraft.
Sure.
Wait, do you think?
Could they be witches?
Oh dear.
It would seem the concept of logic does not exist in this world.
Logic is witchcraft.
I mean, it is the lawyer's superpower. Like, look, like.
I said that
Edward
without
has
looking at. Oh, my... Never mind. Later, just saying what I'm thinking.
Edward even has a logic button on his forehead.
Wait, were you not just reading out that line?
No.
God.
Just
Absolutely brilliant.
Ebak be like, please. Ebak be like, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Well, read the fucking line of it because it's your line.
I don't need to.
You already did. I seem to have shared my ability to predict the dialogue.
Right. Then let's take this chance to knock their case down a peg or two.
I'm old.
Let me at him.
My prediction.
Old versus new, I suppose.
Yeah, we do have like a guy who's like 100 here in the room and Luke.
Yeah.
So
I'm worried if we keep this up, we'll all be joining Espella in a one-way trip to the flames.
Oh dear.
I thought he was gonna say one-way trip to the fire zone.
Ah!
Barbecue.
Most intriguing. A knight allows his sword to speak for him during battle. You've spoken with a sword of words.
That was also the most try-hard death slam I've ever seen in my life.
It has as much of a wind-up as a fucking falcon punch. Falcon! Pow!
And then just straight through the desk.
Well, maybe the armor is that heavy, so it's a bit of an effort to do a death
Yeah.
slam.
And it still looks like he's dabbing, honestly.
Yeah.
I know it's not,
I do.
but let me have the joke.
No, I do.
So be it. I, too, shall wield such a blade.
What do you mean?
I mean, Sir Blue Knight, there appears to be a hole in this logic of yours.
A hole?
The Eliza Owl. According to earlier testimony, it was believed the accused had the lantern hanging from her wrist by the handle. However, she supposedly dropped it, hence it being covered in mud.
That's right.
While that may be true, it does not necessarily mean the accused was therefore unable to use magic.
Huh?
It's merely a question of when she dropped the witch's scepter.
What do you mean, Inquisitor Barnum?
It's very simple, Lord. The accused, while first holding the lantern and the witch's scepter, cast her magic. Then, she dropped both the lantern and the scepter.
Ah,
Place a cake.
the witch's scepter was dropped after the spell was cast. Of course, yes, that must be it.
What say you, Sir Blue Knot? That is but a taste of the knightly knowledge of the Inquisition. Oh, Sir Barnum cut through that baker's witchery like a hot knife through butter.
Exemplary. I expected nothing less from the hand of Barnum.
Woo! To be able to shake that powerful hand someday!
Adam.
I've just realised that line should have been Miss Muffet.
Yeah.
That Inquisitor isn't quite what he first appeared.
Yeah, sure seems that way.
I mean, like, he changed voices and everything, yeah.
Just a moment ago, it seemed like he'd never even heard of a logical debate. Now he's suddenly using it against us. This guy's no joke, that's for sure. It's from another world.
Now then, most honourable witnesses, I ask that you lend us your aid once more.
I'm sorry, now I'm going to call that the dab slam.
Oh dear.
Lab.
Also, I'm sorry, but I think I've heard Kay say most horrible witnesses, which would fit exactly.
I tried to say honourable, but that might have been how it came out. This accent kind of possesses me, and I kind of just follow
Most
it where it
honourable
goes.
witnesses.
Yeah,
That's honourable witness.
yeah. I'm just
Oh,
doing
well,
whatever with
They
this
are
voice.
horrible
Like,
at what they do, so it's fine.
yeah.
We love it. We love it.
Okay, Kukev says, wouldn't the scepter then also have mud on it? Good observation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think
I
about it.
request that you all testify to the court once more.
Not necessarily, because the scepter also has a gem that lets it disappear if you say the right phrase for that one.
Yeah. Tell us which occurred first: the dropping of the lantern, or the casting of the spell.
Time for me to ignore. What's the word I'm looking for?
Ignace.
Annoy! That's the one. Time for me to annoy
That
my
also
next door neighbor some more.
Or just ignase
Witnesses,
them.
you may
instead of
begin
voice.
your testimonies. Tell this court, in your own words, about the sequence of events which transpired tonight.
Can we look at the
Witness testimony.
the grimoire real quick after we're done with testimony?
Sure. About the sequence of events.
Thank you.
Of course! The lantern fell to the ground after the incantation of Ignace. Sploosh!
I'm as sure as Snowy is white. I made certain to keep my eyes peeled on that milk bucket, after all.
What is
We
your
get it. You like
obsession with that-
milk.
Yeah, but what
Yeah.
is your obsession with that bucket, man?
I'm a. No, that's the wrong voice.
Besides, how can you be sure the lantern fell just because it has a little mud on it?
It's thick, creamy, and the best thing I've had all since 1969.
Uh-huh.
I see it.
Broken.
Nice.
These eyes do not lie. I saw the lantern in the accursed... The accursed?
Oh no.
The accused hand! Where the incantation was uttered. I'm tired.
That's all right.
I mean, it is like midnight in universe.
Figures. Their testimonies are all over the place now.
Because they're also tired.
These four testimonies, they are most interesting.
I'm sorry, my face is tired.
The witnesses you all saw the same thing, and yet people's memories are evidently quite fickle. They can never be a truly reliable source.
Oh shit, Professor.
You had to get me in the middle of eating chocolate. God damn it, game.
Well then, Professor, with enough poking and prodding, I bet we can really use their testimonies to crumble.
Luke doesn't say
There's
a lot,
still
but
fish
when he
there.
does, his voice actors is eating.
There's also the line that Drifting said that should have been Luke's line, like, "No shit, Professor."
That was me.
Of course.
Oh, sorry,
We need
no.
to exploit their fickle memories to turn this thing around.
Yeah. We've got this, Nick. We'll press them so hard they won't even remember what they had for breakfast.
I already don't remember what I had for breakfast.
I can't even remember what I had for breakfast.
See, that's what I mean! I've
I'm
taken the
pretty sure
ability back.
Maya always remember what she was eating.
Yeah.
Now,
Luke, can I have some chocolate? Luke, poke. I'm poking you.
Sorry, what?
Don't do it,
think
Luke.
he's
She's already had a fun.
Luke, can I have some chocolate?
Probably not.
Kid.
I threw it.
now, so
We'll arrive
big.
in America in a few hours.
No. Yeah, in character.
The point was supposed to be like in character.
In character,
so
yeah.
it's
I know.
just rude.
Now, Sir Baker, you may begin your interrogation.
I said a very big out of the window when I just went, yeet!
Cross-examination.
My headcanon is that that Maya and Luke are like playing like are like just either like talking very quietly or like playing those games you play in like when you're in theater and you've got to be quiet during while the other people are on stage, like
I just know it's not Uno.
not Uno, I don't know, I think it's called chopsticks or something, but it's like a game you play with your like fingers and you like tap other people's fingers and it's a math thing. I don't know.
The lantern fell after the incantation. Are you positive about that? Are you sure about that?
I am positively positive that I am positive. I heard a voice and then sploosh.
Wow.
That sure is a sound effect.
That sploosh was the sound of this lantern hitting the ground?
Indeed. Of course. Do you see a young whippersnapper?
But if you look at the lantern, you'd notice the glass was shattered. You specifically said you heard a sploosh. Shouldn't you have heard the sound of glass shattering when you hit the ground?
The sound of glass shattering? No, I'm afraid I failed to catch your drift.
Leave me
Oh
out
damn,
of
I guess Uncle Steve Austin's not turning up.
I was present in an area a bit further away from the crime scene, you see. I have no recollection of hearing such a sound.
Why is Milk Lady
recollection.
acting like that?
I don't know, why does she have a fuck bubble?
We'll see in a second.
See?
Precisely so. I'll have you know, I could easily hear a dog barking across town. Do not underestimate my hearing.
I wasn't. Relax, Grandpa.
Who you calling Grandpa?
Fine. You never had kids.
There is nothing of interest in this testimony. Will the witness with the goat please proceed with her testimony?
Uh-huh. Oh, right, so you mean us. You startled us. Didn't you, Snowy?
Bah.
Do I look okay?
No.
I'm as sure as Snowy is white. I made certain blah, 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 blah. Ooh.
But earlier, you stated that Miss Cantabella had the lantern hanging from her wrist.
Well, not quite. We didn't say for certain. We only believed it was on her wrist.
Believed?
Yes, precisely. You know how you sniff milk when you're not quite sure if it's gone bad? Then your nose is assaulted by that foul odor you weren't expecting. It was a bit like that.
Heed my words, ma'am. Do not make a habit of stealing. For your own safety.
Is that a threat?
We said we're sorry. Please, it was all Snowy's fault.
Bah.
Wow.
God's like, bitch, what?
Oh, brother.
I was really hoping for a bar, bitch.
Yeah.
Bah, bitch!
Anyway, we can confidently say that we both saw the milk bucket, right, Precious? And as for the lantern falling, we don't know much about that, do we now, Schnookums?
And seriously, this lady just so obsessed with her goats and the milk and
What do you mean?
Well, maybe the mud was already on the lantern before any of this happened. Did you ever think of that?
Before any of this happened?
Like, maybe it's been there since last week. And it did rain last week too, after all. And if that's the case, then there really isn't any point arguing about whether or not she dropped the lantern. Right?
Indeed. What say you, Defender?
I say, take a closer look at the lantern. You'll notice there's mud on the glass.
Mud on the glass?
The lantern wouldn't be very useful with all that mud blocking out the light. Miss Kira, I'd say your little theory regarding the lantern is muddy at best.
Phoenix Wright, this is your first warning. First warning, Phoenix Wright.
I could point at witnesses till the crows come home. The cows come home.
Cows.
I mean, it is like a cool, spooky place. Crows could be accurate.
But if
that
the
would
crows
have
come
been-
home, you have a murder on your hands.
Ah! Beautiful.
Very nice.
I applaud you. I applaud you.
Yeah.
That was very well done.
I'd be applauding, but it won't pick up.
What about crows carrying cows?
Terrifying.
Good luck with that. Those are strong crows.
What do you mean, African or European?
Oh my god. But that wouldn't turn this testimony into anything I could use. I've got to find a lead somewhere.
This entire thing.
Oh my god.
Doing this tonight was not a mistake.
Something about eyes, and I do not lie.
And neither does his hips.
This is important. Are you sure you really saw that lantern?
Cool Givel says also that pun was magical.
Darn right.
Bert.
You are but a petty baker, are you not? It is not your place to be telling me what is important.
I don't know if others have looked in the bench yet, but you should.
Yeah. It's real good.
Burr is trying to kill Laura, don't worry
So
about
what
it.
we're basically saying is Burr is now our official court artist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our court
The court
illustrator.
illustrator bear.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yep, there we go.
Phoenix
I
is
was
very caked up, and I'm here for it.
I was wondering what images to use when I do the credit roll for this series. 'Cause there aren't case photos, but now I think I found them.
Now we all know why Edgeworth always makes sure that he's there to see Wright off. I hate to see you in court, but I like to see you walk away.
I was gonna say, hate to see him leave. Hate to see him go, but love to watch him walk away.
God.
I'm just here to see you off, right?
Keep on walking, right? Keep on
This is what I'm
walking.
gonna say for the show as well. If anybody does watch this and likes what they see, we will accept fan art from other people as well.
That's naturally, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Fan art,
Like,
subscription,
this is
fan art, following, donations, subscription, whatever you want to do for support.
all the stuff.
E.
Follow this lovely
was
man
like-
if you haven't already. Do it.
Yeah.
And follow LauraPetal as well while you're at it. And Lemming Russ.
Yeah.
Aw.
And Shadow Phoenix Ryder.
Everybody.
Follow everyone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking, Edgeworth, this is the 4th time today. I'm only going for milk.
Oh my god.
There is but one thing of importance. Ridding this town of its witches as quickly as possible. Objection. Objection. Hardly. I'd say this is far more important. What? We're trying to find out the truth here. How absurd! That girl is a witch! I say, a witch! I would stake my entrance into the Knights of the Inquisition on it!
Listen well, whelp.
Well, wow.
Yes, Sir Barnum!
Many young men within the ranks of the knighthood share your level of passion. However, you let your ambition completely blind you. The same way that a muddy lantern leaves one blind and helpless in the dark.
Oh, Barnum.
What? This guy.
Yes, indeed. I would say he is quite the tough motivator.
What do you think, Nick? Do you think the writers forgot about me? Did you notice anything fishy?
Preach,
Yeah.
sister. Preach.
Possibly. I think there may be something I can use.
Really? Wow. I didn't hear anything special, but I wasn't paying attention.
No, you were busy eating.
Yeah, like, what else am I supposed to do? We've got 4 people behind the stand.
Honestly, on
And the
both
big
sides.
basket of buns underneath it.
Yeah.
She was back here with me. We were just playing some tic-tac-toe.
Yeah! I got you this time, Luke.
There was definitely something out of place about that one witness's testimony. It was something I haven't noticed from any of the others so far.
No, but like legitimately, we have like 4 witnesses, but also 4 people on the defense side. So
Yeah,
It would appear you may have found something, Mr. Wright.
that's just what he said.
A 4-witness cross-examination. This is something I've never done before.
Yeah, it's so weird.
But then, maybe there's another way I should be tackling this.
and again, the normal witness bench isn't broad enough to fit 4 people in there.
I believe it's worth trusting that intuition, Mr. Wright.
Sir Barnum! I think the problem here is it's 4 versus 1. It's completely unfair. Wouldn't you like to add 3 more to your side?
Oh dear.
Oh, yes, Mr.
Okay.
Barnum. Yes.
No.
He has enough fence to make it work, so.
Got it. All right. Let's try pressing that old man one more time.
Any excuse to bring camp night out.
Hell yeah.
Any.
Yes. Luke, are you letting me win?
Okay, I'm gonna skip through some of the dogs. We've heard it before.
Sploosh!
God.
I have one low question.
I'm sorry,
Do you think-
David. Go ahead, you first.
Do you think Maya is keeping rolls and buns and stuff in her pockets?
Yes.
In her pockets.
I like to think
Also,
that
given
when
that-
if she collects food that she can't eat at the time, she pockets it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Girl.
She's got her own court record thing.
He's a squirrel.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. What is food you can't eat at a time?
I mean, to be fair, that's also very accurate to Maya. So,
Yeah, I would argue
Yeah.
just like food she can't immediately stuff in her mouth.
Yeah, I still don't understand
yeah.
the concept.
No, she's like
Wait,
she's
is that-
touching on
wait,
something
is that-
like
Is that
it's
not how
contrast
she's
of
saying for
flavors.
food?
No, it's a contrast of flavors. Like if you're like you can't eat a peanut butter cookie and a chocolate cookie at the same time.
Fair,
You,
fair.
you can if you're
What
not
do
a
you-
pussy.
oh,
I'm up for the
Damn.
challenge.
Damn. Okay. Better example: ginger snap and
Fair
chocolate
enough.
and
Fair enough.
peanut butter and sugar. Like there's a lot of different types of cookies. You can't eat them all at once. It'll taste weird.
There's
I'll
only
give you
one
that.
type of cookie. The rest of the thing you're mentioning are called biscuits.
yeah. Biscuits.
Ow.
Professor.
Checkmate.
Oh
They're
god, we're going to have the
biscuits.
British versus American debate again.
Checkmate, you've been out Britished.
Why?
Oh, I've been out British for forever.
Here we go.
I am a token American after all. There's
Let's-
only one of me.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
All right.
Okay. Now we get into the voice.
Yes.
The sound of glass shattering. Now I'm afraid I failed to catch your drift. Peddling.
There it is. Right there. I knew I heard something strange.
That hold it was so powerful it paused the game.
Huh? But old Graybeard didn't say anything weird.
No, Maya, that's a different game.
Maya, it's not the old guy that said something weird. It's the person next to him.
Next to him?
I'm still opening food. Can you not interrupt the game?
Luke says nothing unless you have to open some food item, then he
Yeah.
has to talk.
I think that's the rules.
Look there, Professor. The goat lady. She looks really deep in thought.
And Maya, stop carrying food that is in wrappers. That's so difficult to open.
Look! What else am I supposed to do?
It would
Fair enough.
seem she has noticed something odd in this elderly gentleman's testimony.
Oh, that didn't come through. Ah!
But it did. I heard
okay.
it, but
That's right. These cross-examinations have 4 witnesses. Hey, Nick, it looks like we're not the only ones paying attention to these testimonies.
You're right. Which means, if they're all listening to each other's testimonies,
Correct, Mr. Wright.
Have a cookie.
Each witness is fully aware of themselves and their own actions when in the middle of their own testimonies.
peanut butter with chocolate chip.
However, it is while listening to the testimonies of others that the witnesses may sometimes reveal the most valuable information.
Ginger.
peanut butter.
Oh, no, you don't get a choice. I said ginger. Here.
She doesn't want to share the
Okay.
good ones.
Yeah.
Aw. You don't get peanut butter cookies in the UK very often.
See, I like to think the idea that at Christmas, there's like an assorted biscuits, tin that's bought for the office, and Phoenix always gets
That's not a
wrapped.
thing here.
Sorry, was that?
That's not a thing in America.
Well, no, but I'm thinking if from our perspective, but
Okay.
maybe if they
I'll
have
accept
it,
when you're
Ooh,
done.
crunch.
and then crunch. I'll fix that one at the same time. I'll fix that while I'm also explaining my theory.
We
I
need
like
to
to think.
explain to the poor. We need to explain to the poor American the concept of broken biscuit barrels to her.
Okay, so effectively it's just a collection of biscuits in one box that are all different types, and basically they're made by one company. It's like, here's one of each of our, or like several of each of our biscuits that we do. The idea is that it ties you to a range, and that there's going to be something in there that someone likes. I like to think that, Phoenix goes for it, opens it, and has always got that one biscuit, the one that Maya doesn't like, that's there. And Phoenix doesn't like it either, but it's the one that he has to eat.
Yeah, that's the one that's left. Yeah, absolutely.
It's what's left and it's what he has to deal with, yes.
It was like money's
Yeah,
a bit
this-
tight, and this is my snack for the day, so I guess I'm set.
Yeah, so those aren't very common. I imagine there's probably something, but how I would adapt that to something that I'm definitely familiar with more is like there's like is like just a there's like something similar, but like it's not like a tin. It's in like like a plastic clamshell.
Oh yeah, the clamshell's usually inside the tin with us. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get tins.
Also, he's lucky to not open a tin and just have sewing supplies in them. So.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah. It's the fact that whenever my grandmother wants me to change the batteries in her clock every 6 months, I need to go to the biscuit tin, which is full of all of her batteries and sewing needles and
Oh yeah,
everything. So,
Yeah.
why? Okay, fair enough.
the life of a biscuit tin after the biscuits.
Yes.
Why are there a set of pliers in this thing?
Because they fit in there.
Oh, by the way, has the lime in red, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm about it.
Oh.
I see. It's habitual. They can't tell they're doing it, but I can. And I'm going to use it to turn the tide back in our favor.
A real turnabout, if you will.
In fact, I do believe I may have spotted our first opening in which we can test this new technique. Mr. Wright, could I draw your attention to the touch screen?
The touch screen?
What are you talking
Yes.
about?
Sliding the magnifying glass during a witness's testimony will allow you to shift your focus across to another witness.
You're
I am
being
tutorial
weird.
Layton.
Tutorial, Layton. Is he
Tutorial
different from
Layton.
the? Is he different from the regular one?
I'm very condescending.
Just
And the
possessed.
normal one isn't.
Right, so
That's
the
true.
important thing here is to be incredibly condescending.
Exactly.
And it isn't the witnesses, it isn't the witness that's in mid-testimony, it's the other 3 witnesses listening. It's just a matter of catching them off guard and questioning them.
What are you waiting for, Nick? Let's give it a shot.
I am not throwing away my
Let's give it a shot.
How about we try questioning the goat lady next to old Greybeard?
Okay. All I have to do is slide the magnifying glass over to that witness.
So this is a mechanic they introduced in this game, which they actually bring back in the Great Ace Attorney. The idea is during interrogations or witness testimonies,
Cross-examination.
a witness, another witness will be giving testimony, and then another witness will be like, "Huh, that really?" And you can switch your gaze to the which one and be like, "Huh, hang on."
Well,
Oh,
I
God,
was
you won.
talking here.
That's a new
I
phrase
need
for him,
to-
isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Hang on!
Nice.
Excuse me, Miss Mary.
Oh, do you mean us? But Snow and I have nothing else left to say.
I knew it. I caught her completely by surprise. Mr. Wordsmith just gave his testimony. He told us all about the sound he heard when the lantern fell to the ground. Mr. Wordsmith didn't seem too sure. But I wonder if you might happen to have something to say about this.
Huh? Well, that's... Is that all right, Sir Barnum? May we answer the question?
I thought you were going to ask the sheep. I thought she was going to ask Snowy.
Shall we answer the question, Snowy? Is it all right?
Bah.
Oh, dear. Do what you will, madam. There is no need for formalities.
Also, Coolkev says, I like to imagine there's an actual magnifying glass in the courtroom and Phoenix has to slide it to the person he wants to speak to. It's like some kind of screen.
I mean, in
Like
a
some
real
sort of
court,
touch screen.
yeah, the
Ah.
defender or the prosecutor would always walk around the courtroom. So I'm assuming Wright is approaching the desk and just looking at everyone very closely.
To be fair, yes, in the actual anime, they do enter the well and do like a go around it. Yeah, so you are right.
Yeah, but now picture him doing that with the magnifying glass in everybody's face. Like, you!
Yeah.
You!
And then tackled by the bailiff.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Unless it's Meekins because he's not strong enough.
Meekins just throws himself on people.
Yeah, and then you get tangled and it's the whole thing.
Meekins the human net.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you have to get unstuck by like several other bailiffs.
Like, how have we got a knot here?
Mm.
Just Meekins just tying his arms and legs in knots. Huh?
Well, we'll try and explain, won't we, Snowy? The truth is, we did hear something. As I say, we heard the sound of the lantern's glass shattering. We are sure of it. It was frighteningly loud.
Huh?
It quite startled us, didn't it, Snowy, dear? I looked in the direction of the sound, but I couldn't see anything, let alone the girl or those two thieves. It was a tad dark, after all. When the glass shattered, the flame inside must have gone out. Hence, she could not see them. That seems to be the gist of it. Then, as I peered into the darkness, I heard it.
You heard it? What did you hear exactly?
You know, that! I heard... the incantation for the spell Ignace.
Hang on a minute.
Ellipses
Ellipses.
everywhere.
Did you just say?
Now hold it right there, witness. Yes, my lord.
The glass shattered when the lantern fell. Then, after that, you heard the incantation for the spell Ignace. Do you swear to this court that this is, without a doubt, correct?
Yes, maybe, I think.
How about my testimony? One of my octorial observations. Those blasted spells Ignace occurred first, then the lantern plummeted to the ground.
I had no such thing. There was no sound of shattering glass.
Absurd! Simply absurd! So the lantern fell and the glass shattered? That does not change the very fact, and this girl is a witch!
Objection!
Objection. I hate to disappoint you, but that's not quite the case. Not quite. In fact, this testimony changes things a lot. Wouldn't you agree, Inquisitor Barnum?
Exclamation.
What is the meaning of this?
Let's go over what we know so far. In order for a witch to use any magic, they must be holding a witch's scepter. And yet, none of the four witnesses saw the defendant holding a scepter of any kind.
Well, that's because the scepter was made to disappear with the smell Demir, correct?
At the time of the crime, the two victims grabbed Miss Cantabella's arm, causing her to drop the lantern to the ground. If, at the time, she was in fact holding an invisible scepter, then the scepter must have fallen when she dropped the lantern. Now let's say, hypothetically, that Miss Cantabella really is a witch. In order to use any magic, she would have had to recite the spell before dropping the scepter. However, as our witness, Miss Mary, has just stated in her testimony, she heard the incantation for Ignace after hearing the lantern's glass shatter. Ah!
Oh, what?
Ah!
His eyes out.
You do all understand what that means, don't you? It means that Miss Cantabella, the supposed witch you've locked up, could not possibly have cast any magic. Therefore, the defendant, Espella Cantabella, is clearly in no way, shape, or form a witch. Ah!
Oh my god!
Well, he's gone.
Such vanity! Do you realize what you're insinuating? Do you really think she is not a witch?
Also, yeah, Laura. Peace
So
out.
the way you were flying, I think you're the witch.
Such nonsense! Did any of you even listen to my testimony? How you doing? How you doing there, Laura?
Hey, Laura.
I needed a moment. I needed a moment to myself to collect my thoughts and, you know.
Fair.
Hang on, where are we? All right.
You missed nothing.
We did, but you're wrong. There was no glass shattering.
Are you calling me a liar, Missy? You couldn't even see the mud on the lantern, but it was all but as plain as day.
They're gonna start a fight with each other.
What ridiculous claims, all of you!
Oh, hush! Take your little toy sword and go back to playing pretend, Sir Knight.
I thought for a second it was gonna be way more inappropriate.
Yeah.
Go take your toy sword and...
And shove it.
Shove it somewhere where the sun doesn't shine.
Exactly, yeah. Witnesses, this is a court of law, not a playground. Must I remind you of the importance of these proceedings? Witches and their magic threaten our fair town of Labyrinthia. Your words here today could decide the fate of every single citizen within our walls. Do you understand? As such, I expect each of you to take your role seriously and testify honestly about what you saw.
Eh.
We have to.
Ellipses.
Silence in the courtroom. In all my days of a judge of this court, I have never seen such behavior. Behavior that leaves a cloud of doubt over the credibility of each of your testimonies.
Indeed, quite a miserable set of witnesses, this lot.
I see. It would appear this trial has come to a sudden halt.
Huh? So, that must mean...
Quite right. It means you have won this trial, Mr. Wright.
We've won?
I can hardly believe the situation we have found ourselves in. I did not anticipate this trial ending with such a strange turn of events. But due to these witnesses' dubious credibility, I can see no reason to continue.
Don't bother me eating my flowers, don't worry about it.
What say you, Inquisitor Barnum?
As you wish, my lord.
What is going on?
They're actually gonna let this witch run free for the town?
Curses! If it wasn't for that witch and her friends...
Voice segment.
Hang on.
Wait a blooming second. This trial ain't even close to being over. Not before I take the stand to testify.
I love that this title is just some guy.
Order! Order! Who is this buffoon? Behold! Who am I, you ask? Who am I? Why? I'm the man that's gonna single-handedly save this trial. I'm the fifth witness.
Say what?
Huh? What?
Even Barnum didn't see this one coming.
Just as I thought, this trial's going down the drain before I got here. Okay, you lot, assemble. We need a strategy meeting ASAP.
I say! Who are you?
Thank goodness you showed up.
Oh my god, is that the actual Shrek?
Okay!
No.
I like how I broke character, like while breaking character.
Yeah.
You broke yourself.
I broke myself while
Listen,
breaking my own character.
all you fairy tale creatures, get the fuck out of my swamp.
Oh no! Can we just have an ordinary trial for 5 minutes?
No! Never!
We can't give up now, everyone!
It has come down to this. To arms, everyone! We shall do battle against that baker and that hat seller!
That's so.
I can't believe this. What the heck is going on?
Truly fascinating. It seems a new witness has taken the stand. What's more, he appears to be Scottish. He appears to be quite a formidable witness.
Saying that's not how a court works. Welcome to Ace Attorney. It's not how court works.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Oh.
Rabble, rabble,
We're gonna do this in here.
rabble, rabble,
What?
rabble, rabble.
You'll have to speak up. All I hear is rabble
Trial.
rabble.
This trial is still far from over.
The fucking goat, though.
I know.
Beautiful.
To be continued after a break.
Thank God. I need to poop.
It's traditional that we have a break midway through the show, and it turned up at exactly the time we usually have our break. So I thought it was perfect. So there we go. So we're going to quickly have a save,
Perfect timing.
and we're going to then move into this to get to the first point where we can pause,
Yes.
which is probably going to be. There we go. So I will do this line once we get back. We're going to be back in the next 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, whatever it is. We don't tend to take too long on our breaks, as we're going to basically go to the lobby, fill our drinks. We'll be right back, everyone. See you shortly.
Bye! The space I go!
Oh my.
Well then, we will now continue with the trial of Espella Cantabella. Yeah.
Don't make me eat this.
Oh boy. A group of witnesses huddling up before a joint testimony in a witch trial. You can't make this stuff up. Well, you can, but...
The
In-
writer sure did.
Inquisitor Barnum, if I may ask you a question.
Yes, my lord.
We now have 5 witnesses on the stand, so I must ask, why was this obnoxious-looking man left out of your initial group of witnesses? Baldy's right, Barnum. That's just cold-blooded.
What is this music right now?
There is but one reason, my lord. I did not know this witness even existed.
Eh?
You, sir, failed to come forward. When we were asking for witnesses for this very trial, you were nowhere to be seen.
That's because I didn't hear a peep about it. I ain't usually around at night, except for maybe at Rogue's Tavern.
Rouge.
Fucking Rouge, whatever the... We be polite.
So,
Here in the north, we say rogue.
you're basically
Rouge.
telling us that you were up all night drinking.
Anyway, it's all water under the bridge so far as I'm concerned. Just leave the rest to yours, truly. Yeah, what was I laughing at? during the last interrogation, the defender brought forth some surprising proof. Namely, that there was little possibility the accused could have used magic. I have never heard such a claim. Must be this doing of this logic. Rubbish! Logic,
So welcome to
yes.
that talks to himself.
Logic, yes, sir. I ain't got a clue what that is. But I do know that this bread baker ought to head back to the bakery.
Eloquently said.
Oi, Gramps, give me my partners here over a chance to speak. You want to know how this witch managed to be holding that scepter, don't ya? Oh, when you say Gramps, you wouldn't mean me, would you?
I fail to see anyone else meeting such a description.
Have you looked in the mirror recently?
No.
Well, we'll show you that she's a witch.
I'll put Snow's beautiful white coat on it.
En garde!
Also, Ibakuposo, you're giving yourself 3 voices in this scene.
All right, team, let's do this. Witnesses. Ho!
Oh, ho, Merry. Wait, what?
Yes, well, let us proceed with the testimonies.
Oh my god.
Why do I feel like I've suddenly lost control of the situation? And why is
Bold
it
of
starting
you.
to snow?
Bold of you to assume you had control in the first place.
Witness testimony.
The mystery of the witch's scepter.
It's clear as day. Espella is a witch. Dandelion and burdock. Nice. We're not backing down on this.
When she dropped the lantern, the scepter was not yet in her hands.
The scepter must have been hidden by magic and carried on her back.
The rogues grabbed her by the hand that held the lantern. So she must have had another way of holding that scepter.
That's easy.
No.
As the windshield. That's easy. The girl just put the bucket down on the ground and picked up the witch's a magic stick.
Also, the flowers in her basket look like daisies, so I googled if those were edible, and apparently they are. So,
Yeah.
well, you know.
So she had the witch's scepter behind her back. She then dropped the lantern and reached for the scepter after it fell. If that's the case, then it must have been possible for the accused to have used magic.
That's the thing, Kira is secretly a goat.
This is bad. Thanks to this guy, now all the witnesses seem extra determined to pin this thing on Espella.
I was absolutely
It filled you all with determination.
I was absolutely determined myself to play this character when I knew, and so I was like, I'm playing this man.
They each harbor a shared anger towards witches and magic. Such is the cause of their strong desire to see a guilty verdict passed as quickly as possible. However, such confidence is undoubtedly bound to cloud their better judgment and thinking.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm just gonna communicate with my face. I guess that's all I'm doing.
You have a very expressive face, though.
Well, thank you.
I don't think these guys mean any real harm, but they're all riled up. They don't even realize how distorted their idea of what happened is.
Shaking.
And what it has become. At least, that's how it seems.
This isn't good, Professor. The witnesses aren't thinking straight. They're completely blind to the truth.
Sir Baker, rather, Sir Wright.
Yes?
You don't appear to be a mere simple baker, that much is clear. On the other hand, you are no ordinary defender either.
never before as a defender managed to clash and do battle with me here on this belt as an equal. Sir Blue Knot, this trial has not yet been decided. If there is any doubt in your interrogation, I will not hesitate to strike your case down where it stands.
I understand.
Defender, please begin your interrogation.
At least he's threatening to cut the
Cross-examination.
case down and not me.
Yeah.
Unlike a certain Simon I know.
Oh my.
Please, it's really... Oh, sorry.
Not backing down, you say?
That's right. Espella is a witch. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
This is a courtroom, Miss Kira. We're not interested in your story. We're interested in the truth.
You know what I think? I think stories have the power to touch our lives in really meaningful ways.
What do you mean?
Last year, I read a book about a flower girl who brought peace to the world with all the pretty flowers she sold. Because of that story, now I tell myself, Kira, one day, you'll fill the world with beautiful flowers of your own.
Not if you keep eating them.
That story inspires me to sell more flowers. It's pretty much the same as this trial. I can't help it, the daisies are too good. It's not
What a
religion.
very touching story.
Indeed, I have heard nary a truer tale. Won't you agree, Sir Blue Knight?
Maybe it's just me. But I'd have preferred something a little more relevant.
I'm afraid our logic may do us no good here. Let's move on to the next witness, shall we?
Hold it!
No matter how many times we ask, you still say you didn't see the scepter, Gramps?
I ask you, youngling, were you paying attention to this trial?
Yes.
Well then, magic made the scepter invisible, did it not? Gosh, my old age clouding up my vision has nothing to do with anything. The scepter actually vanished.
No. What I'm saying is, if it really was invisible, you wouldn't be able to actually prove it.
Not so, young one. We can prove it. The girl is a witch. There's the proof. So my old age clouding up my memories has nothing to do with anything. The scepter magically vanished, you see.
Okay, we get it.
When the lightning fell, you claim the scepter was still not in her hand yet. So that means...
Hold it!
The witch's scepter was behind her back.
Well, it's like my little snowflake here. But if my darling gets too heavy, I hoist him up and carry him on my back.
You mean your baby goat, right?
Yes. There isn't a cute little goat in this entire courtroom. Right, precious?
Bah.
Let me go. I know it's been asked already, but you didn't see the witch's scepter, did you?
Well, no, but it must have been made invisible by magic and then put on her back. You know, Snowy is still such a tiny little thing. If I put him on my back, you can hardly see him.
I hardly see the point of that comment.
So the Hughes grabbed the witch's... So the accused grabbed the witch's scepter after the lantern fell. I love how he's hiding behind the shield.
I'm the tank! Are you alright? What? Why?
What? Go on.
Why? Well, for one thing, you're hiding behind what I assume is a shield. Well played, Blue Knight! You managed to see through my steeled guard technique.
Welcome to Lemming talks to himself.
Your steel... what? Technique? You tried to penetrate the depths of my mind and deceive me once with your witchcraft of words. But you will find your words are futile against the strength of my shield, crafted from wood harder than steel. Now then, how about you? Attack me if you dare!
If I could all rearrange your attention towards the bench for just a moment.
Oh no, there's something else.
Absolutely brilliant.
Only leftover ginger cookies.
But I also love that the tin says biscuits and cookies.
Yes.
I just love that.
Do you think if Phoenix Wright ever gets to the Tin of Celebrations, by the time he gets there, it's only just the bounties left?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Fuck bounty.
Yeah.
Then I would go hungry. I can't stand those ones.
Same.
In my house, it's the bounties and the Snickers.
That are left over or eaten first.
Left over.
Mm.
Yeah.
The Maltesers go first.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. They also put less Maltesers than every other type in.
Yeah,
They do. That is true. That is correct.
Yeah. No. Just listen a second.
Look at this sketch. It's quite clear the accused could not have held the scepter in the same hand carrying the lantern. Witness, explain to the court just how the accused held the scepter.
She put the milk bucket down.
That's right. Reckon if she did that, she had no problem holding that thing.
But none of the other witnesses have said anything about seeing her put the bucket on the ground.
But none of them said a thing about not seeing her put the bucket on the ground either, right?
Oh damn, they all have something.
They all have something to say
Jesus.
about that one.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on with this character, and then we'll do the whole question thing later, because otherwise we're going to miss dialogue.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
There you go. These lot probably just didn't see it happen, is all. Never question a witness. That's what me pappy always said.
that's kind
Isn't
of
that the whole point of a witness?
Ain't a doubt in my mind that witch put the bucket down before using the scepter.
You also probably said, take it easy on the mead.
That is a day more accurate than it would seem we have found our truth.
These testimonies. Something's definitely not right here.
What do you think, Nick?
There's no way this disappearing scepter explains what actually happened. I mean, no one saw anything. How could anyone prove it was there?
This is starting to get really annoying.
They can talk all they want about an invisible scepter, but no way is anything slipping under my radar.
I do believe that is correct, Mr. Wright.
And radar should be in all caps.
Somehow, we must find a clue that can lead us to another opening.
Yeah, you're right. And I think Mr. Personality over there may be the key to doing just that.
All right, back to the start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across to some guy. Press. So I think the gag, the gag in this is clearly that he says, but no one said anything about not seeing her put the bucket on the ground either, right? And they're all like,
Just everyone reacts.
yeah. It's like, so which one are we going to question, do you think?
We are like the
Everyone!
Let's go with, yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Wordsmith.
What is it, oh boisterous blue one?
Tell me, what do you make of this witness's testimony just now? He has stated that the defendant put the bucket on the ground. The other witnesses never mentioned that.
Let me tell you something, young man. Long have I lived and prospered.
Fellow Vulcan.
God, it's his entire life. It's his entire life story now. Jeez, we're gonna be here until the middle of next week.
In that time, I have forgotten much. Dreams, aspirations, even love. I simply forgot about that milk bucket, like one would forget about a single drop of water within the bucket that is life.
Huh. Thank you for that, Mr. Wordsmith.
You're
further
welcome.
questions. No further questions.
I still don't understand a single word that comes out of his mouth, Nick.
It's bullshit anyway, so don't worry about it.
Sheesh. I guess it's back to the drawing board.
We're going to get this dialogue. Oh, no, actually, it just goes right at the start. That's good. So, I think what we need to do here is present the bucket because I don't think this makes sense with at all. Put the bucket on the ground because it wouldn't have. Yeah, it would be covered in mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why is it not covered in mud?
Objection.
Okay.
Oh, what? Good.
I'm afraid
The music stopped, so.
what really happened is not quite so simple.
What? What you talking about?
It had only just stopped raining moments before the crime took place. As a result, the ground was very muddy.
Didn't we have the same kind of read on this line, but like last week? I'm raining. Sure.
If Ms. Cantabella really placed this bucket on the ground, like you claim she did, then it should be caked with mud, just like the lantern that was after it fell. Well, I'd say that clears up your muddy testimony, wouldn't you?
Well, hey, Barnum!
The game answered my question for me.
Yeah, I was wondering how he refilled his flagon.
Yeah, but he does it himself.
Yeah.
You're just gonna sit there looking pretty? Come on, give me a hand here.
He's the prosecutor, that's his job.
Flattery will get you nowhere, witness. Other than perhaps to the dungeon. At any rate. There is one question we ought to ask. Why is there no mud on that bucket?
That is actually a good question.
Bucket.
Fair enough.
Thornton's with the goat. May I ask you a question?
Huh? Are you talking to us?
Indeed, you admitted to the court that you returned home with the milk. Illegally, I must add.
My, oh my. Such harsh words, Inquisitor.
When you took the bucket home, you must have simply wiped the mud from the bucket. Is that correct?
Well, that's leading the witness.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, she's getting it.
You know, now that you mention it,
No way. Don't tell me.
that milk bucket. Ah, that's right. I remember now. I don't know if it was on the bucket, if the bucket was mud exactly, but it certainly was dirty. I'll take it inside with me and I'll wipe it clean with an old rag.
Are you kidding me?
Exceptional work, Inquisitor Madam.
Right. It all makes perfect sense. See? We were right all along, weren't we, Inquisitor Barnum?
I knew that saw word just for sure, Barnum. You sliced his argument in two.
Objection!
Witness, Miss Mary.
What is it?
You're absolutely sure there was mud stuck to this milk bucket?
Oh, my, well, truth be told, I don't remember whether it was mud exactly, but I do remember cleaning the bucket off when I got home. It would seem the defense has failed to disprove this witness's claims. Of that, we can be quite certain. Hey, I'll teach you, Bluey. You got that right. Do me a favour, will you, Gramps? I want to change my testimony just a tiny bit. I will allow it, only if the witness refrains from name-calling in the future. Hey, you got it, my lord. Well, all this court mumbo-jumbo has to be thirsty as a dog in the desert.
You must have emptied that thing by now. You're just wasting time.
Of course he is.
For this episode, Ebak is the Foley man.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so you're doing it here. Which there was holding the stick, even how to say the incantation thingy. That's right, I witnessed it all.
Hold it!
But no one knows for sure if Miss Cantabella dropped that milk bucket on the ground.
There's no mud on it. Is that what you're saying?
We went over this already. We know the goat lady wiped off all the mud.
Objection!
However, Miss Mary doesn't clearly remember whether or not it was mud that was stuck on the bucket.
I really don't remember. But maybe... I guess maybe there was mud on it. I mean, she couldn't hold the scepter without putting the bucket on the ground. I agree, Snowy.
Miss Mary, please give a definitive answer.
You all done, Louis? You talk all you want, 'cause it ain't gonna help, you see. Ha! The five of us, we saw what that witch went and did. We saw it clear as day.
Did somebody have a thing?
Somebody's having a thing. It's Wordsmith.
You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round.
As per procedure, we'll continue with some guy and then we'll come back and do it again.
I shall keep
Get it?
spinning.
If 5 heads are better than 1, then 10 eyeballs are better than 2. And these 10 eyes don't lie. That girl is a witch. Most peculiar way of phrasing it, witness. Okay, we're done here. We're burning moonlight here, people. Mornings are coming. Hey, there ain't a magic spell strong enough that could change what the 5 of us saw tonight.
They may all have their own reasons for accusing Espella, but there's also one thing they all have in common.
We've seen this before.
Bullshit coming out of their mouths. Sorry, are you back?
Have we seen this before? Is this new?
This is new.
Okay,
This
go
is
on.
new. They genuinely
I
believe
tried to
Espella's
yawn
a
and
witch.
speak at the same time.
Were we to disapprove of that belief, there would be no way for them to regroup. The witness would have to acknowledge the truth of what happened tonight. They are, after all, witnesses. They must be fully aware what actually transpired.
I'm just gonna stare at them menacingly.
That means I've got to pay extra attention to their reactions and testimonies.
I think you'd better observe the witnesses, Mr. Wright. You can do it.
I've got to try and get the truth out of these witnesses somehow.
All right then, back to Mr. Some Guy.
Hold it!
And boom. Through this whole ordeal.
Speedrun tactics.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I should,
wonder
I
if
should
they
look
have
I should
speedruns
look on the
here.
website. I should look at the speedrun.com website if there is any. Hang on a second.
Yes.
All right, so here we are.
Whoa.
Hang on!
Ah!
Hang on!
Some guy or the wordsmith.
Excuse me, mister?
I'm spinning. Leave me alone.
Earth to Gramps.
Ugh.
Ground controls might get upwards.
Defender, when you say Gramps, might you be, by any chance, be referring to me?
No, of course not, Your Honor.
Judge writes his own jokes.
Mr. Wordsmith, are you listening?
Mm. I heard you quite clearly the first time, young man. These ears hear all. The crackling of the fire, the whispering of the crowd, and now your voice.
The
That's the
munching of
case.
biscuit.
Then allow me to ask you a question. About biscuits.
Delicious.
If you were clearly deep in thought just now. Do you have something to say about this man's testimony?
Indeed so. I felt something was amiss. However, what that means, I cannot say.
Amiss?
Witness, could you tell us what precisely was amiss with this third-rate testimony from this third-rate witness?
What a burn, Barnum. Can we
Five!
change your name to Burnham?
Five heads are better than one. 10 eyeballs are better than 2. As I listened to this man's testimony, I could not help but become aware of something most odd. Tonight, when the crime occurred, we all made haste to that terrible scene. The delicious scent of mid-evening dinner permeated through the air. The shadows of those present cast through the dim light. And yet, there were but 4 figures standing in that vicinity, myself included.
4? Hold on 1 second. You're saying that there were only 4 witnesses at the crime scene tonight?
Or is it 3
These eyes may be old, but they know what they saw.
Ah.
Is something the matter, Miss Mary?
No, it's just that Snowy and I are trying to remember what happened at the time. I remember the flames erupting into the air. That's when Snowy and I made our mad dash to save the precious milk. When those two ruffians were set ablaze, the flame filled the area with light. In a sudden flash of light, we could see that there were other people around besides ourselves. And that's when I saw them. The other people that scrambled to the scene along with us. I'm quite sure of it. There were only 4 of us there at the scene of the crime.
Hold it, madam. What in blazes is going on? We have 5 witnesses on the stand, all claiming to have witnessed tonight's events firsthand. That means we have 1 witness too many.
While we have a bit of a pause here, I am looking at the speedrun.
Don't be stupid! Oh yeah, go on.
I had a look at the speedrun website. There is apparently a speedrun record for Preston Layton versus Phoenix Wright. New 3DS platform, 6 hours, 9 minutes, and 4 seconds.
Wow. That basically is knowing the puzzle outcomes and just going through it as fast as possible.
That's 20%. There is also an all-story puzzles category, which is 6 hours, 48 minutes, and 21 seconds.
Wow.
But what's the fun in that, though?
Yeah. Kind of fits the point of the game. I mean, if you want to do it, it's fine. I think it's a bit difficult for these kind of games because the only kind of differentiation point is the actual puzzles. And of course, the maneuvering through the scenes and such. Yeah. Because these are... You've got to wait for the timings of the scenes to happen out as well. So...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oi, you lot... Yeah.
Also, I think that's what people do when they do speedrun. They tend to seek out the Japanese versions of games because
the text goes faster.
The text goes faster in Japanese language compared to like other Roman languages.
Because there's less characters from which to spell out.
Characters, yeah. So you go through the dialogue trees a lot faster.
You lot better stop speaking out of turn. All for one for all. Remember, we promised to take this switch down together, didn't we? It's not quite that simple. We saw what we saw.
Well, I say it's all about the numbers. And I counted, I say, along with my shake weight. And have you know, my counting is flawless. On nights when sleep eludes me, I count sheep from moonrise to sunrise.
4 witnesses? 5 witnesses? What difference does it make? Things all started getting muddled when you showed up!
What the? You're saying it's my fault? I was there, you fool! Didn't I just finish saying that?
God, I can smell the meat from your face. Just stop doing that.
My testimony is strong as steel, even if it's not completely stainless.
Order! Order! I said order. What is going on here? You claim the number of witnesses does not add up? I have never paid witnesses to I never paid witnesses to such an outrageous conflict.
There is but one answer to this puzzle. A single possibility.
What do you mean?
Without a doubt, magic must have been used at the scene of the crime.
No, seriously, every time I'm hearing the word magic, I'm just hearing like Mr. B just go, magic.
Magic. Wibble. Furthermore, it would indeed appear that there were only 4 witnesses present at the scene. And yet, currently, we are faced with 5 witnesses testifying to the court. That certainly is quite a fatal contradiction, with only one possible answer. Would you not agree, Mr. Wright?
the answer. It can't be.
Well, out with this supposed answer, Sir Blue Knot. What is your explanation for the current number of witnesses?
One of them is the witch.
Yeah.
Basically.
One of them is the
That's what I was
witch.
about to say here.
Like Shadow very kindly pointed out earlier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Personally, I think Shadow.
100%, yeah. While it might seem far-fetched, the reality is actually rather simple.
Shadow is very smart.
Yes.
Shadow is smart.
She is.
The real witch.
With and without, even when I'm using the brain cell.
Yeah.
The
And the real
singular brain
murderer in
cell we
this
have
case.
between the 8 of us.
The real witch and the real murderer in this case.
Cool Kev says it's snowy, confirmed.
It's snowing.
Is actually one of these 5 witnesses.
What?
What?
You're telling us the witch is amongst this group of witnesses? What utter rubbish! There's no possible way such a claim could be true.
Yeah, that's right. You got a lot of nerve accusing one of us of being a witch. Oh, we have told you nothing but the truth. Yet you still have the gall to bat around such an outrageous accusation.
Behold, behold, as my trusty shield deflects your petty words like the petty words that they are.
Inquisitor Barnum.
Yes, my lord?
I would like to see a sketch of the crime scene at the time of the incident. Do you have one in your possession?
Yes, certainly, my lord. I have one here. I requested it from a court illustrator, just in case.
Ah, marvelous work, Burr. Very well, witnesses. I would like each of you to mark your location at the time of the murder. Here on this crime scene sketch. Quickly now.
The number of witnesses doesn't add up. Looks like we're getting somewhere now, but we haven't even scratched the surface of this case yet. And it's all thanks to this top hat wearing gentleman. That
Nod.
smile. That damned smile.
The court accepts this crime scene sketch into evidence. Area map added to the court record.
Crunch.
Crunch.
Which is weird, we usually only get that once a session.
Normally.
If one of the witnesses is the witch, that could only mean one thing. Somebody here isn't telling the truth.
That would indeed appear to be the case, Mr. Wright.
Just for explaining, Cool Kev, when crunch happens, it means that the stream I'm sending the voice actors, they are getting basically garbled sound. So I have to basically reset that. It's nothing that you, the audience, will understand.
Yeah, it's Discord side of things.
You read this right, Divot?
That would indeed appear to be the case, Mr. Eback.
Ah, thank you.
Hey.
Well played.
Thank you.
Listen well, Sir Blue Knight. The path you tread now is a dangerous one. Claiming that a witch is among his most honorable witnesses is a serious accusation should prove to be a false one, you will find yourself at the other end of my sword. Do I make
Excuse
myself
me, that's
clear?
pointing right in my face. Huh? But that wasn't so much my suggestion. I mean, the gentleman here with the lovely top hat was the one who urged me to say it.
Yeah, throw Layton under the bus, won't you?
I'd rather not die.
It's the same thing, Sir Blue Knot.
Indeed, it is the same thing, Sir Baker.
It is the same thing, Mr. Wright.
It's the same thing, Mr. Wright.
Oh boy.
Now, ready your sword!
Ready?
Were you listening? You claim the witch is not the accused and someone else at the crime scene was the true culprit. If what you say is true, then surely you can tell the court what exactly where this person was at the time of the crime. Can you not? Come now, Sir Blue Knight. Only you can enlighten us as to who this real witch actually is.
Sir Doe Defender, show us where the witch was at the exact moment the murder took place.
That's a great medieval superhero name.
Doe Defender.
This reminds me of a puzzle.
Well, it has to be close by because you have to be within 1 meter of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. It has.
The bush is behind, yeah.
No,
Behind the guys.
that's not what I'm thinking. Actually,
Oh.
causes anything the caster touches to vanish. What if you were to touch yourself?
Giggity.
Not like that.
Thank you. No.
That sure was a combination of noises.
Got it.
Exactly.
The witch must have been standing here.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? Unfortunately for you, that spot has absolutely nothing to do with any of these witnesses.
Objection.
Inquisitor Barnum, I suggest you try taking a look at this book.
The Grand Grimoire?
According to this tome, Ignace summons a circle of flame within a 1 meter radius of the caster. In other words, the witch had to have been within 1 meter of the flame when casting the spell.
Objection!
Horse. You needn't say this anymore. Say any more, Sir Blue Knight. First off, notice that there is no one in that area other than the accused.
I know, right?
Sorry. It should also be quite obvious from the sketch that there's clearly nowhere for anyone to hide.
Objection.
I object. It's true, there aren't any hiding spots. However, there is one other possibility. If a witch wanted to stay hidden from sight.
Well, there you go.
Honk honk.
Most intriguing. So you seem to love showing evidence. Prove it! How was the witch able to hide in plain sight?
Take that.
This Telia Magica contains 2 magic gems. Ignaze and 1 other spell. That's right. The spell Demir.
Man, ah! It cannot be!
It is. That's right. There was most certainly a witch present at the crime scene. Only, they were completely invisible. All thanks to the magic spell Demir.
I didn't get to read that, sorry.
It's all right. Order! Order in the court! Defender, what are you getting at? I thought the witch used a mirror to make the Telea Magica disappear.
Objection!
According to the Grand Grimoire, under the entry for Demir, it causes anything the caster touches to vanish from sight. In other words, supposing the witch were holding the staff in one hand while touching part of their body with the other, they'd be able to make themselves disappear.
Are you implying? That is the reason for the conflicting number of witnesses?
Indeed it is, which means, witnesses, someone amongst you is not disclosing their entire truth. And that person is the witch we seek. And they may be rather sus. I believe this is the most probable scenario.
Well, they are definitely among us.
Hey.
Boom, boom, boom.
Honorable witnesses, you will testify to the court one final time. Tell us exactly what you saw and what you did not see at the scene of the crime.
How absurdly absurd! The purpose of this trial is to convict that girl of a crime, is it not?
That's right. We are not witches.
Witnesses, I ask that you listen.
Exclamation point!
There is a witch mingling among you. That's right. I'm afraid you are all no longer brothers in arms. The true opponent here is within your own group.
The real witch is one of these 5 witnesses. Fine by me. Time to put an end to this trial.
Witness testimony.
What we saw and what we didn't see.
Still behind his shield.
You wish to know where we were all standing tonight? It matters not. Would the flames not burn just the same?
That flame. I never saw anything like it. It quite literally left me speechless. I couldn't even so much as scream.
I heard the tiniest cry, and when I turned around, the blighters were roasting, so I rushed straight over. I heard the incantation, and then the flames suddenly erupted. I'm certain of it. I only saw 3 people there with us.
As I said, there were only 3 of us present. Like that man there who was stumbling around like a newborn calf.
A most heinous act indeed. No small wonder these witnesses are so confused.
Which amongst the witnesses? What an utterly baseless claim.
I don't think so, Barnum. The only basis claim in this case is of Espella being a witch. It's more than a little likely one of these witnesses is the culprit. These testimonies are bound to tell me who the real witch is.
Cross-examination.
What we saw and we didn't see. All right, let's get on with this.
In other words, you're not sure exactly what happened tonight. Is that right? Defender! I fought with burning vigor this night. Do not belittle my efforts. Right. A knight does not run away at the mere sight of fire. Ah!
Ha ha ha!
No one even said anything about running away. If I may be perfectly straight with you, the pillar of fire illuminated the area as it rose high into the air. There, by the fire, was the witch, and excluded the most two unfortunate knaves. I counted 3 others at the scene.
Okay, so Kira has something to say about that. Again, we'll continue on the normal.
Exactly. That means there were only 4 witnesses at the scene of the crime. Hold on, sir. You cannot say that for certain. Perhaps I missed another witness. Maybe they're obscured by the shield. See? That's another possibility. Anyway, how about we not talk about your shield anymore? Very well. I'm not telling you where I bought it from.
But why can't I talk about my shield? It is the strongest ever, made of the purest mahogany.
Mahogany.
Hold it!
Ah!
It must have been really pretty terrifying, huh?
Yes, it's the kind of thing you only read about in books. The moment that pillar of fire erupted, I could feel my throat tightening up. It was so difficult to breathe. I couldn't even manage so much as a scream.
Were you right next to the smoke?
Oh. Shadow, want to speak your mind? It sounds like you seen something. You think you know who it is. Bottom.
Okay. I was waiting for Shadow.
That's all right. Shadow.
Right. Quiet. After all, flames engulf the scene in a blink of an eye.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. That's why I can't really remember.
So you can't remember the number of people at the crime scene. Naturally, that is understandable, witness.
That's also why I was a little late getting to this scene compared to the others.
You don't say.
Suspicious.
Oh, here we go.
I think my
The
brain
tiniest-
blocked out there for a little while, sorry.
That's right.
The tiniest cry.
It might have been someone saying the incantation for the spell. Remember, he's kind of hazy on that one. Scared me good, though. Never jumped up to my feet so fast in all my life. You need a heart attack, I tell ya.
Jumped up.
That's right, it was still raining cats and dogs, so being the resourceful chap that I am, I decided to doze under a tree for a bit. Wordsmith.
So you slept under a tree in the rain. Why am I not surprised?
Anyway, I tried to put the fire out by chucking some of my drink at it. Amazingly, it didn't do much good, though.
Right.
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to mix alcohol with fire. But okay.
No.
But they ended up...
Exactly it.
But they ended up...
Liquid alcohol is okay, it's gaseous alcohol that's a problem.
But they ended up roasted, huh? That was that magic won that fight, alright.
This guy is unbelievable.
So can I just say that I really like Ebek's Scottish accent?
Well, thank you.
Very good.
I've been practicing for this.
It's great.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely certain?
Well, I believe so, but when you think about it, can anyone really be absolutely certain of anything?
It worries me that you're saying that in the middle of a cross-examination.
I believe the witness means there's no way she can be certain whether there were 4 witnesses or 5 at the crime scene.
Anyhow, there was a matter of great importance that Snowy and I had to tend to.
Ah, you must mean...
That's right, the milk. If any sort had gotten that milk, it would have been a tragedy to end all tragedies.
Sir, I think that's the thing is full.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to hold on there for a little bit.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
He has a bottomless flask policy.
I see. No use crying over spoiled milk, I see. Spoiled alcohol.
Nah.
Didn't we have this joke before?
I don't know.
I think so. I think Lemming said it himself, so.
Oh, well, there we go. Now the game's made up. As I was saying, I forgot it was me for a second. I ran as fast as I could to get to the girl away from the flames. Then I took the milk bucket from her and wrapped it in my scarf.
It doesn't look like there's anything out of place in her testimony. Except for maybe her priorities.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough. That's a fair point.
And on to Mr. Wordsmith.
Hold it!
So, including yourself, there were a total of 4 witnesses at the crime scene, correct?
That is how it has come to pass.
And by the way, what do you mean by stumbling around like a newborn calf?
I'm gonna guess blind drunk.
Ah, yes, that was a man as inebriated as he was loud.
There you go.
Quite the humorous sight, I would dare say. Yes.
You must mean the witness permanently glued to his cup of whatever it is he's drinking.
When I saw the flames rise up into the sky, I wondered to myself, my word, whatever could that be? However, I could not simply walk over to check. My knees are a bit weak from shock, you see. That's when the wobbly-legged gentleman came running over.
Oh, it's him again. Okay.
Oh, him.
The next thing I knew, he tripped over with all the grace of a grizzly bear on stilts. As the responsible adult should know better than to go stumbling around in the dead of night.
Now, what the fuck were you doing outside?
Don't you dare say a bad word about bears on stilts.
Yeah.
Well, that certainly doesn't surprise me.
Fascinating. I wonder just why he stumbled.
Because he was drunk as shit.
Is that it for the testimony?
It would be a shame if he tripped over an invisible stick on the ground.
Ooh.
Something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Oh.
I hate to say it, but it looks like there weren't any contradictions.
Is that right? Just as I thought. I suppose the only option at present is to try and coax some more information from the witnesses.
You mean catching them off guard, right?
Precisely.
All right, it's worth a shot. Let's see how they respond to a little hard questioning.
She hasn't said a lot tonight, but Shadow has not been throwing any of her punches.
No, I think Shadow is dead on.
Shadow is in control of the singular brain cell.
Hold it!
Let's now get to the interrupts.
This
Scrowl,
soundtrack
scrowl.
is absolutely banging.
I know, right? Okay.
Yeah.
It's so good.
What's your names? Okay, so this was Kira.
Nani?
Kira!
Hang on!
Nani?
Hang on there. Excuse me, Miss Kira. You look like you had something to say about the testimony just now.
Oh well, it was about the number of people at the crime scene. Have you ever played the Daisy Petal game? I can do right now.
Daisy Battle
Like
game?
you've been doing all night.
1 witness, 2 witnesses, 3 witnesses, 4 witnesses, 5 witnesses, 6 witnesses.
What an adorable game. It seems like something out of a fairy tale.
Seriously, Yorna?
Anyway, you may continue your testimony, witness.
Oh no, anyway.
We got nothing. Yeah, we got nothing out of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to.
Hold it.
So I think there was something in here,
It was Mercy that had a problem with
but there was also something here as well.
Yeah.
I say yes. Yeah, Wordsmith.
say.
Hang on.
Is everything all right, Mr. Wordsmith?
What is it that you want this time, you young whippersnapper?
I just want to know if you had any thoughts on the testimony just now.
Ah, yes. Thoughts about slumbering under trees, you mean?
Slumbering?
I often find myself weaving the most intricate of dreams under that very tree. Of course, I could not nap tonight. Oh, that uncouth man usurping my special dreaming spot, could I?
Are you using this cross-examination to argue over a napping spot?
Yes.
Yeah, this is my spot.
It's my spot, you old codger.
Turns out such arguments do not lead to any criminal acts in the future.
Witness, please continue your testimony.
Murder over the napping spot.
There wasn't anything that Mary said that anyone was like was like, hey, or anything like that. It was with her. It was more questioning whether she could really see. She was unsure of everything. We know that this guy had something though, so.
speed through like.
Hang on.
Is something the matter, Mr.
Mr. Guy, if you will.
Mister?
Whoa, turn down the volume, Bluey.
That's my line.
The Blue Knot. Next time, please think before trying to press this witness.
Never. Looks like this guy even managed to scare Barnum half to death. Now then, sir. About Mr. Woodsmith's testimony just now. He claimed you were stumbling around. What does he mean by that?
I'm gonna set the record straight right now. In no way was I stumbling around anywhere. I'd like to think of it more like staggering with style.
Sure.
A responsible adult should know better than to go stumbling around in the dead of night.
Look, I don't just go stumbling around like some clumsy idiot. I've got more sense than that. But anyway, I kind of tripped over a large stone. I mean, you don't exactly see what's on the ground in front of you when you're running at full pelt, right?
Or as Shadow said, an invisible scepter.
So you could say I put me life on the line, proving that you really need to watch where you're going when you run.
And don't run with scissors.
How courageous of you. Someone give this guy a medal.
/ sarcasm.
I love it when Phoenix gets sarcastic.
Thank you.
My lord, this testimony is a meaningless waste of everyone's time.
Well, Defender, is there a point to this particular line of questioning?
Is there anything worth pursuing here? What should I do?
Question further.
Ask hard.
Press.
The witness stated earlier that he tripped over a large stone. Mister, I have one question for you. Why weren't you watching what was in front of you?
Well, to be honest with you, I ain't much of a real reason, but something suddenly caught me attention. Out of nowhere, I sort of heard someone call me name.
You heard your name?
Of course, I turned around when I heard it. Who wouldn't? When a woman calls your name, you pay attention, am I right?
So, you heard someone call out, "Hey you," from behind, you mean?
What? I said they call out me name. How many guys you know called "Hey you"?
I mean, we do have a car right next
It
to
might be
them.
it might be a regional dialect.
My name is Amir. And don't you forget it, Bluey, you hearing me?
Oh boy.
We
That
got
definitely
it.
doesn't sound like
Yeah.
a
Say, this gentleman really does not strike me as an Amir.
You know, Professor, finally I get to say something. It's not a very memorable name, huh?
How do you think I feel?
That's harsh.
They won't let me talk.
My character has just completely fucked off, so...
Yeah, fair. Honorable witnesses, is there anyone among you who was aware of this man's name prior to now?
Are we forgetting the person on trial who currently has said nothing this entire case?
Yeah.
Bless.
I mean, she's all the way up there. She's
True.
like up high.
True. Not at
Probably
all.
would say stuff it quietly.
He's always just been Mister to me.
A knight's name is only as good as the name of
Ooh, you got out there.
Oh, sorry. A knight's name is only as good as the name of the sword that he carries.
There we go.
It is the first I have heard of this. I dare say I did not expect his name to be one such as Amir.
I'm sorry, but I didn't know his name either. I only remember the names of my most loyal customers.
Okay. It looks like absolutely no one knew this witness's name.
You know, it ain't really much of a surprise to me either. But seriously, I definitely heard someone call me name. But you get to be my age. You really start to wonder when you'll find that true love, you know? I thought that pretty voice tonight might have been Miss Sweetie.
So I see the wide eyes of the judge every single time.
Your Honor, I don't believe we should be so quick as to label Mr. Amir's testimony meaningless. Would you not agree? I request that the witness add this amusing anecdote to his testimony.
Very well, understood. Witness, amend your testimony, but please reflect only the important points of your story. I'm telling you, I heard someone call me name, and I was looking around trying to find them. I hurried to the scene, but then I ended up tripping when I heard someone call me name from behind.
Present.
No, we don't have anything that really defines it. We've not made the
We haven't made a connection. I don't think we made the connection yet.
Yeah,
Bad?
yes'm.
I'm thinking that this is probably the best place we're going to get to stop.
Actually, I completely agree. I've just seen the time. You are absolutely right. You're going to save.
From knowing what's coming as well from a story point, I think this is also the best point to stop.
No, I also agree. Cool. Let's do this. We're going to stop it for this week, and we'll be back next week for the conclusion of this case. Yeah. And we'll definitely be moving into chapter 3 next week. So I want to thank everyone who's been there. And thank you so much. Oh, we just got a subscription from Such thank you so much, Cool Kevs, for gifting a tier 1 sub to Sarah Sky. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. And I want to thank all of you for watching here tonight live. And I want to thank, of course, my cast who are with me every single week. So I'm going to go through them right now. We, of course, have had Burr. Drifting.
I really love the little sprite next to credibility of Phoenix walking. It's just so cute.
Kay.
Bye.
Laura.
This is for you, Kev.
We'll see you next time, hopefully, Governor.
Lemming.
It's been fun. See you all next week.
Professor Divot.
I must go. My planet needs me.
Actually dead.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, beautiful.
And Shadow.
Night.
Good night, everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.